Greetings and salutations, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well today. Today I have an upload that will blow your mind, but it will also provide concrete proof that a very strange incident is true. Before we get into it, a couple links. As you know, I rely on Patreon, PayPal, and my merch to help the channel to continue to grow and go. The links to Patreon and PayPal are in the description below. My merch is displayed directly under the video. Also, Dogman, Frightening Encounters, Volume 1 through 3, the audiobook versions. They were written and researched by Tom Lyons, narrated and produced by me, Jeff Nadolny. Those audiobooks are available on Audible, Amazon, and iTunes, the links to which are also in the description as well. And finally, last but definitely not least, if you'd really like to help support this channel to continue to grow and go, simply subscribe, click that like button, and please leave a comment. It really does help, guys, and it definitely matters. Now, everyone, I have taken far too much of your time. Let's get on with today's upload, shall we? All right, guys, so for the last 7 months, there has been a very tragic and mysterious story going around on the internet and social media about a young man, he was in his 30s, that had captured some video footage of a giant and apparently government involvement, a UAP or UFO, whichever you want to call it. Now, I covered it about, 6 months ago when my oldest daughter, pointed it out to me, because she followed his girlfriend. We're talking about Andrew Dawson, of course. Now, it has literally blown up. It is probably one of the most talked about deaths, cover-ups, government cover-up. There is no better word for government cover-up and government shut-up. They pretty much warned this guy to stop, and he continued to do it, and he paid the ultimate price with his life. So, all of you are probably aware of all of the crazy things that went on in his neck of the woods, which is in Canada, by a little area called Cedarside. And interestingly enough, I just want to say this, Banff is very close to where Andrew Dawson captured that footage. If you're not familiar with Banff, it is notorious for Dogman sightings, Bigfoot sightings. It is one of Canada's hot spots for cryptids. So this guy was in a hot spot and caught some stuff that he probably shouldn't have. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with it, here is some video clips of what he had captured. Now, this is not the only thing that I'm going to share with you guys. After you guys check out these video clips, and for those of you who haven't seen it or don't know what I'm talking about, after that, I am going to give you concrete evidence that this giant and this military base exists. And could the military be using giants as a weapon of war? Check out the video clips first.
What is it?
It's a person, dude. No, seriously, pull over, pull over.
No.
It's a person standing there.
No, it's not.
Dude, if you've seen what I've seen right now, do you see how far away it is? How far I have to zoom? Do you know how hard it is to keep a steady hand? If this video blows up, or somebody buys me a friggin' helicopter to get all the way up there. We are on our way. We're gonna go find somewhere closer, and I'm gonna set my camera on something so you guys aren't complaining how shaky it is in the truck. Because, yeah, internet has no chill. But that's the mountain we're going to. But we're just gonna try to get closer. Okay, I'm gonna use this as a tripod to try to keep it steady for you guys. And it's not even there anymore, too. That's where it was yesterday. I spoke to some locals and it comes and goes apparently. I don't know. See, that's me trying to keep it super steady with something to... There we go. Do you know how hard it is to keep it steady when zoomed in all the way? I just got stopped by like some CIA agent. He told me to turn around, said I'm trespassing. I said it's a public area, like a public park or whatever. Some local told me to take this path. I didn't get it on camera, but I'm going to go again tomorrow and be prepared to be filming right now because he stopped the vehicle. His truck was blocking it. Said some like environmental issue was going on. I don't know. He told me to go back and said I was trespassing. I don't get it. It was awkward, but I'm going back again tomorrow to see if he's not there. But if he is there, I will keep camera. I will film because the only angle I could get that I found today is the one I just posted earlier, and there wasn't even anything there. But I don't understand why the road's blocked off. I don't know. So they're extracting something out of here. There's 2 helicopters. What the fuck? The guy's here again. Yeah, this is him. What's going on?
Road's closed. Turn around.
Really?
Yeah, man. Just turn around, please.
Okay. Have a good night, man. So that was fucked up. There it is. I'm driving past him again. Just turned around. I don't understand why it's closed off though. It's a fucking public park or public road or whatever. I think that's the same vehicle from... Hey! Hey guys,
I just want to give you an update. I'm not dead. I have not disappeared. I have just been busy with life. I couldn't get around to posting and updating you guys. So now I'm going to give you an official update of what's been going on. Sorry to disappoint you guys, but all of the videos that I posted were scripted. They're just fake. They were just strictly for entertainment. I'm sorry to disappoint you guys. I just needed to give you a quick update.
You might not see me post ever again. My videos weren't fake.
All right, so some very compelling video footage of a giant, a military base, a UAP or UFO. Then the man puts it on TikTok. Now, as we all know, because it's been in the news multiple times, TikTok is owned by China, the government of China. If you are a business, you are controlled by the government. So state and federal are trying to ban TikTok on state and federal phones, and this Andrew Dawson goes and puts it on TikTok. Now, why is that a big deal? Well, do we really want a silent enemy of the states and of democracy, knowing that we are dealing with, in our own country, things of biblical proportion? No, we don't. We don't want them to know. So I think that's why he was told to, say, hey, this is fake, yada, yada. And then eventually he just didn't care anymore. It's crazy. And then he passes away. Here's that obituary. So this is where Andrew Dawson was standing, right in this area where Cedarside would be. Standing here, looking at these mountains right here, okay? This would be that road that he was talking about going up to the mountain. I don't know if you can see the Cedarside kind of follows this road. And there's a kind of forestry road that comes off of right here. That was closed down. So people are like, oh, it's fake. No, guys, it's really not. Because what is that right there? And what is this right here? Does that look like a giant? And here is the military base with the antennas sticking out right there. Is the government using these creatures as weapons of war? Here's that road that he took. This is the area where he was stopped by that agent whoever it was to stop him from coming here. What is that? You can obviously see this is the base. But what is that? Right here. To me, this is solid proof that Andrew Dawson stumbled upon something he shouldn't have. And I really believe that he was silenced because he didn't play the game. The game that the government tells you to play by you shut your mouth or else. Now, unfortunately, because of the government, this man's family does no longer have him in their lives. A son is going to grow up without a dad, a wife without a husband, a mom and dad without a son. How incredible is that? It just doesn't get any more solid evidence that this was real. This was not a hoax. This was not a TikTok prank. This was not anything except what he claimed it was. And the crazy part is Banff, B-A-N-F-F, Banff, is just right over in this area. Right here. It is unbelievable. Here's Jasper. Here's something I want you guys to remember. All right. Jasper. Because in a moment here, I'm going to share with you guys some encounters that have happened in this area. But the crazy thing is this. It just doesn't get any crazier. And that's scary. Because now we know he was silenced because of this. All right, guys, here's a strange experience that happened out in Banff in 1979, the summer, in August. Myself and 3 others traveled from Seattle to do some serious backpacking in the Canadian wilderness. We chose the Drummer Pass Trail outside of Banff. The second day on the trail, we took a fork in the trail. We hiked all day on this crummy trail until it petered out in the middle of nowhere about 4 p.m. Must have been a wild game trail. We ate some grub and talked. My older brother and a friend posted to backtrack and find the main trail. Dave and myself chose to head due west through the bush to the Cascade Fire Road, which ran north to south. We said our goodbyes and went on our way. At about 5 p.m., Dave and I hiked west, blazing our own trail. Just before 10 p.m., we came upon a meadow lit up by an afterglow of sunset when we heard a strange whistle sound come from the left. Ahead, a stream was parallel on the left, but a bunch of bush blocked the view where the whistle was coming from. We stopped. Now came the sound of something walking through and out of the stream in the left. I expected to see an elk emerge from the brush and the trees that was to the right. Instead, what walked out was a dark creature walking on two legs. It was 6 to 7 feet tall and 40 feet away. The head came from its chest, no neck, with the top of its head barely any higher than the top of its shoulders. It kept its right profile to me. It walked across the meadow. Arms kept at its side, hanging past its knees. It seemed a slender creature with long legs. There was a lighter patch on one ankle. No bad smell, unknown to me at the time. Dave was all the while watching a second creature off to the right. This one was dirty white colored, quite hefty. In Dave's opinion, exceeding 7 feet. He saw mostly its backside as it walked out of the tree that was behind me to the right. It apparently headed for the same grove of trees to the far right as the dark one did. The dark one walked with purpose, like it wanted to be out of there. Even Dave said the dirty white one walked like he knew where he was going. We had all we could do to continue out of this meadow with great haste. An hour later, we made it to the fire road at 12 Mile Post. Yeah, still 12 miles back to the car, but we made it. All right, and tonight's final encounter out of that area. Remember when I said remember Jasper? Location of encounter, remote lake, 1 kilometer off a highway between Banff and Jasper. My encounter happened in the fall of '91, I believe. I never mentioned it or reported it outside of my own family. Anyway, no biggie, no pics, no evidence to offer to silence. I got scared and left. On my way back to my job at Jasper Park Lodge from Banff by myself on a new route, not the main trans-Canadian highway, less traveled by tourists. I saw a small dirt road on the north side of the highway that led to a small lake away from the highway, about a kilometer. It must have been a service drop for the highway crews because there was a big mound of sand at the end. I got out of my car and started to hike the perimeter of the lake, when at about 1/3 to halfway around this lake, I started to smell what I took for a dump-feeding bear nearby. I started to hear the usual snapping of twigs and leaf-crunching sounds that came with the late autumn afternoon, which is unusual since bears can move quietly if they want to. They sort of slide their feet, not stomp like us. I continued my course, and the sounds followed me all the rest of the way around the lake. 20-minute hike or so, right back to the dirt mound and my car. I get in my Honda, which seemed very small at the time, and proceeded to turn my head and back out. And then I saw the top of a black, matted, hairy head peeking over a pile of sand, just for a moment. I was a little startled being stalked, and then this head was so close. I was on my own, no weapon for self-defense, so I just left and never returned. I have family that live in the mountains of British Columbia. I lived near Muskoka. So I am used to the outdoors, and we deem ourselves to be tough and brave. I was kind of scared and then ashamed of myself afterward, and didn't want to be embarrassed further by reporting it. Also, I became a lot more respectful of the woods after that. Humans are very small and defenseless when compared to these creatures. Now, I could have been a black bear, but the snout was far too long. My guess, it just took a quick look, caught a quick glimpse, ducked down, and took off. Very creepy. I still have nightmares on the occasion. Anyway, I didn't go back. I didn't need any proof that these creatures are out there. Rangers would have said it was a bear anyway. They didn't need the extra work from the resident hiker when considering the overwhelming tourist population. I'm used to hiking in remote, rugged areas with animals, and I have to say I've never had that kind of strong feeling of being watched or spooked, from being followed ever before or ever since. I've had close encounters with bear, moose, sheep, and chased by an elk during rutting season. They go about their business most of the time if you leave them alone. I think it was curious since perhaps I showed no interest in it. So the fear factor was not mutual, just on my end. So it followed me. I could feel its eyes burning on me. I got the sense that it was trying to outflank me to the road. The difference is when you know you are being watched, if you've ever had an experience to compare it to, you can sense something with intelligence is watching you other than just a deer or whatever. That's when you start getting intimidated and that unnerved feeling. Also, the smell did not help, and the sounds and being unarmed and alone contributed to this fact. Anyway, that's what happened to me one afternoon in Alberta, approximately 30 to 40 minutes outside of the town of Jasper in Jasper National Park, just off the highway. Also, I wasn't supposed to stop without a park pass, so I mostly kept to myself because of the ridicule factor, and it was gone. Then afterwards, I wanted to forget about it, so I could still enjoy my hikes and my mountain climbs. So, not giant encounters, but something just as terrifying. What do you guys think? You know, we've talked a lot about the Euphrates drying up and these so-called fallen angels or demons or whatever you want to call them. I've heard people refer to them as angels. There's a lot of talk that we are in the end of times. And is the government going to use that to these creatures, these giants, to combat other creations by God? Who knows? Angels battling the Nephilim. Didn't that happen once before? You know what they say, history always repeats itself. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed tonight's second half. What an idiot. I hope you guys enjoyed today's upload as much as I enjoyed sharing it with you. It's like 2:30 in the morning and I'm still working. I truly appreciate all your support, guys. You really make this channel so great. I value all of your input, all your comments, all your support. Everyone stay safe, stay healthy, and may the Great Spirit watch out for all of us. May he guide us down that path that we call life.